If right now you stood up from your chair without pushing off with your hands, would you truly feel steady? Don't answer out of habit. Actually feel it. Many people over 60 no longer experience that movement as something automatic. There is no sharp pain, no obvious injury. Just a very small slowing down. When you turn quickly, you hesitate for a second. When you step down from a curb, you think a little longer before moving. When you walk through the house at night, you pay closer attention to every step. And deep inside, there is a quiet fear lingering in the background. What if I fall? A fall at 60 is not the same as a fall at 20. It can lead to a loss of confidence, a loss of independence, sometimes even the loss of control over your own life, inside your own home. But this is what you need to hear today. Getting older does not mean you must accept becoming weaker. Getting older simply means you need to choose smarter ways to move so you can protect your independence. We do not exercise just to look strong. We exercise so we can still stand up on our own, walk on our own, climb stairs on our own, live without depending on someone else for every little thing. And if you still want to hold on to that freedom, then the next part is very important. For years, we have been taught that squats are the king of leg exercises. You have probably heard that before. Trainers say it, gyms say it, the internet says it, and maybe you believed it too. If I do not squat, I will become weak. But pause for a moment. A 60-year-old body does not function the same way a 30-year-old body does. Knees that have carried weight for decades become more sensitive. The spine is no longer as flexible as it once was, and the nervous system that controls balance no longer reacts as quickly as it did in youth. So when you force yourself to train exactly the way you did 20 years ago, sometimes you are creating pressure instead of creating strength. This is one of the biggest misunderstandings about aging. The first misconception is this: the heavier you train, the better. That is not true. A 2021 study from the University of Memphis found that the wide stance squat variation, the sumo squat, activated the glute muscles more than 25% compared to the traditional squat, while also reducing stress on the lower back. What does that really mean? It does not mean squats are bad. It means your body may need a version that fits you better now. After 60, the goal is not to prove you are still as strong as you once were. The goal is to maintain the ability to stand up from a chair on your own, step over a doorway safely, climb stairs confidently, turn your body without worrying about losing balance. We do not exercise to impress people. We exercise to maintain independence. And right now, I want you to try something very small. Stand next to a sturdy chair. Rise onto your toes as high as you can. Hold for 1 second, then lower yourself slowly over 3 seconds. Do it 10 times. Feel your calves working. Feel the stability around your ankles. That small exercise reveals more about your balance than most people realize. And that is exactly where we begin. Because next, we are going into the first exercise, and it may not look the way you expect. Exercise 6, stationary lunge. When I mention lunges, many people over 60 immediately say, "I cannot do that. I am afraid of losing my balance." And honestly, that fear makes sense, because a lunge forces you to place your body weight onto one leg. And after 60, standing on one leg no longer feels as easy as it once did. But think about this carefully. Every time you walk down the stairs, you are standing on one leg. Every time you step over a doorway, you are standing on one leg. Every time you step off a curb, you are standing on one leg. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 1 out of every 4 older adults experiences a fall each year. And many of those falls happen during moments of weight shifting, exactly like these. So the problem is not that lunges are dangerous. The problem is that the body may no longer be strong enough to control single-leg movement properly. And if you never practice that movement in a safe environment, eventually you will face it in a situation you cannot control. The most common mistakes. When older adults try lunges, they usually make 3 major mistakes. First, the front knee collapses inward. This creates uneven pressure on the knee joint. Second, the upper body leans too far forward. When that happens, the glutes stop working properly, and the lower back takes over the load. Third, they lower themselves too quickly. That loss of control increases the risk of losing balance. So if you have ever felt knee pain during lunges, there is a good chance one of these mistakes was happening. The correct technique, a safer version for adults over 60.com. We are not doing walking lunges. We are doing stationary lunges. Stand with one foot in front of the other, in a comfortable stance. Keep your torso upright. Lower yourself straight down over 3 seconds. Keep the front knee directly above the ankle. Do not allow the knee to collapse inward. Then press back up over 2 seconds through the front heel. Perform 8 to 10 repetitions on each side. Complete 2 to 3 sets. Rest 30 to 60 seconds between sets. And if needed, lightly hold onto a wall or the back of a chair for balance. There is nothing wrong with using support. The goal is control. Real-life benefits. When you become stronger with this exercise, you will notice changes in situations that happen every single day. You will walk downstairs with more confidence. You will get out of a car without feeling unstable. You will step over obstacles without fearing that your foot might miss. You will turn in the kitchen without needing to grab onto the wall, because you are not just training muscles. You are training the ability to stay standing on your own 2 feet, even when nobody else is there to help you. And that is what truly matters. Exercise 1. Calf raise. Most people completely underestimate calf raises. It looks too simple. It probably is not important. You are just lifting up and down on your toes. But after the age of 60, that mindset becomes one of the biggest mistakes you can make. Your calf muscles do not only help you walk, they also act like a second pump for the heart, helping move blood from the legs back through the body. Every time the calf muscles contract while you walk, they help push blood upward against gravity. And after 60, that function becomes even more important. A 2022 study from Harvard Medical School found that strengthening the calf muscles significantly improved lower limb circulation and walking speed in older adults. When the calves become weak, you may start noticing things like heavier legs during longer walks, less stability around the ankles, and a greater risk of tripping because reflexes become slower. The most common mistakes. There are 3 very common mistakes during calf raises. First, bouncing up and down too quickly. That removes control and reduces the effectiveness of the exercise. Second, failing to lower slowly. The lowering phase is actually where the muscles are trained the most. Third, shifting weight unevenly between the 2 feet. If you move too quickly, you are only counting repetitions instead of truly training the muscles. The correct technique, an ideal version for adults. Over 60, stand beside a wall or the back of a chair for balance support. Place your feet about hip-width apart. Keep your posture upright. Rise onto your toes over 1 second. Hold for 1 second at the top, then lower slowly over 3 seconds. Perform 15 to 20 repetitions. Complete 3 to 4 sets. Rest 30 to 45 seconds between sets. And once this becomes easier, you can progress by standing on the edge of a small step to increase the range of motion, or slightly changing the angle of your toes to activate the calf muscles more completely. You do not need heavy weights. You only need control. Real-life benefits. As your calves become stronger, you will begin noticing real differences in daily life. Walking longer distances will no longer make your legs feel as heavy. Your ankles will feel steadier when stepping down from curbs or stairs. Your reflexes will react faster if you accidentally trip, and you will rely less on stair railings for support. This is the foundation of balance. And when the foundation is strong, the entire body becomes more stable. Remember those 10 calf raises you did at the beginning of the video? That was not just a warm-up, it was a test of your stability. And the good news is this: stability can improve. This is the most important thing I want you to remember after all the exercises today. Strength after 60 is not about trying harder. Strength after 60 is about choosing the right movements. Not training to prove you are still young, but training to protect your joints, prevent falls, and preserve your independence. Doing less with proper technique will always be better than doing more the wrong way. Getting older is not surrender. Getting older is the stage of life where you need to move more intelligently. And if you have heart disease, serious joint problems, a history of surgery, or any medical condition under treatment, speak with your doctor before starting a new exercise program. Do not push through sharp pain. And do not assume pain is simply normal because of aging. Safety must always come first. Your goal is not exhaustion. Your goal is sustainability. Now imagine a normal morning. You wake up. You step out of bed. You walk into the kitchen to pour yourself a glass of water. You climb a few stairs. And you do all of it naturally, without searching for something to hold on to, without worrying, without questioning whether your legs are steady enough. Your body responds. Your legs support you. Your balance works with you, not against you. That is not an impossible dream. That is the result of small movements repeated consistently over time. After 60, you do not need to prove anything to anyone. You simply need to protect your ability to live life on your own terms. Every slow repetition you practice today is one more step toward protecting your independence tomorrow. And if you want to continue learning safe, intelligent exercises designed for the body after 60, exercises that help you walk more steadily, climb stairs more easily, and live more confidently inside your own home, then subscribe to the channel. Not to follow me, but so you do not miss the knowledge that can help you maintain your independence for as long as possible. You can still control your body. You can still become stronger. You can still live independently. And that journey begins with very small steps, starting today.